Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to the Diamond Factor Experience Show with yours truly, Barbara Beckley. How are we doing this morning? I am so pumped up. You're going to see me like this for a while because this week started the show and I'm just getting some good vibes and people are just coming saying, Barbara, this is so awesome. Thank you so much. And it's not just me because you know me. If you know me already, it's always about giving other people exposure, helping them shine. You see the Diamond Factor experience. So I want you all to understand where my mission is coming from. That's why you're going to be seeing a lot of people coming on. I have my regulars coming on this week. I'm trying to introduce them that you'll be seeing on a weekly or every other week basis or even monthly. So with that, just Wednesday, we started off and we had Cheryl Eye Skin. She's the one that is a power pack woman that's dealing with the holistics of diabetes and really just conquering that to show people that that's not a death sentence. So I advise you to come on. She'll be here every Wednesday giving us a lot of good information about, health and really making sure that you're taking care of your body, with that. So she is a power pack with that and an impactor. Then we had Mr. Barry Mixon come on after that, Mr. Storyteller, as I call him. And he basically shows us, which I love, is what is your value? You are a value. Do you understand that? Do you understand who you truly are? Do you love yourself? All those good questions. And he makes sure that he really hones in and explains to you more and more about that. Because if you don't love yourself, I always tell people, then how are you going to impact the world? You got to love you. And then you can love everybody else. And then it just goes on like a snowball effect. So we want to make sure that you understand that. And then we have two other, and I'm not going to say because I got to introduce them. I want them to talk today. We got two other experts that's going to be coming on a regular basis today. But before that, I want to make sure that I always try to give you some uplifting things. Because, the elephant in the room, as we all know, there's what we call the president election going on today. Now, I'm going to let you know right now, I'm not going to get into the politics because that's not what it's all about. Because I'm like this. I'm on an even scale here. I preach positivity. So with that, I want to put out here just a reminder because we can always lose some kind of focus when things like this are going on in the world. So I want you to make sure that you're still, no matter what happens, no matter who gets in office, that you stay focused on your true purpose, passion, and drive. I know that's familiar with everybody. That's the PPD, what I always call passion, purpose, and drive. So I want you to make sure you stay focused, laser focus on what you're doing. So I had a friend of mine sent me a little card. And she basically said, and I love this because this came in just the other day before I started my show Wednesday. And it says, a goal without a plan is just a wish. A goal without a plan is just a wish. And that is so true. So I want you to put your goals, and I'm going to add something to that without a plan. Write it down. Write it down. Put it somewhere where you can always place it somewhere around in your surrounding areas. I have my goals right here stuck on my computer. I have them in the kitchen. I have them in the bedroom. I have them in the bathroom. I have them everywhere because I had to keep laser focus, reminding myself on what I need to do because it's not about me. It's about helping others. Because if I don't do what I need to do, then whoever I need to touch and help won't get that. I won't be able to reach out to them. And just to give you something to think about as far as focusing and laser focus. So Tuesday, as election, I had 5 people call me up and say, Barbara, are you still going to do your show on Wednesday morning? And I was like, well, yeah. What's the problem? I mean, I'm okay. I'm not sick. Everything's running okay. I'm thinking to myself, do they know something I don't know? And they're like, I don't know if you should do that. The election's going on and it's going to be a few days before they pick the president. So what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm going to do my show. I'm going to do what I need to do. Hey, either way it goes, I have to make sure I am present. So no, the show was not going to be stalled. It wasn't going to be put to the side. And I thank them. I love them dearly because I know they care. But I'm on a whole nother level here. So no, the show, like the old saying goes, the show must go on. So just to let you know, I always tell these stories to kind of get people in their head to say, don't let, I don't care what happens, don't let the things around you stop you. You have to move forward in what you do. So with that, we're going to bring on our first guest. But before we do that, let's get to know him a little bit more, shall we? By a little short intro video. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, and you're going to get to see him. But before we do that, I have to introduce him wisely here. So, Mr. And I've been knowing this man for a while now, and he is just awesome. And you're going to notice that once you get to hear him. Iqbal Acha is a career consultant, leadership coach, and personal branding expert, as you can see. For over 20 years, he's been helping professionals and executives advance their career, building a better brand and create a lasting legacy. Iqbal has spoken at over 1,000 events, sharing his insight on effective leadership and helping individuals design career advancement strategies that quickly generate success. Having worked for Fortune 500 companies, told you I got the experts like Walmart and Anthem, Iqbal is a master at helping clients rewrite their resumes, ace interviews, and lead teams. His experience in human resources as a director and team leader makes him one of the most sought after experts by clients and companies alike. I am so proud to welcome Mr. Iqbal Acha.
Hey, good morning, Barbara. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are we doing today?
Oh, we are fantastic. I mean, there's no better way to start off a Friday than to be with my best friend, Barbara Beckley.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Well, so I always tell people I'm really authentic here. So I reached out to Iqbal and I said, you know what, I had to bring the best on because people are looking for, an increase. They have to go to another level in their lives. And I said, who can I bring to talk about that, to brand themselves, to make sure that they're really on point of who they are and building themselves up? And that was you. So thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on the show and being a regular expert.
I'm honored, and it's a privilege for me to be able to help you and your audience get the most out of what's available today and help them achieve a diamond factor life.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. So yeah, we
Sweet.
introduced you. I know we did a little snippet there. We're gonna have I always tell people, this is the Diamond Factor Spirit, so we always have to bring in our experts the right way. So hopefully the video was okay for you.
Oh my God, it was gorgeous. I don't know if you saw me backstage or not. My jaw was on the floor, like, wow, that's a really well done video. So thank you and your team for doing that.
Yes, yes, we had to bring you on right. So with that, now if today I want to really, for just a few minutes because I want to make sure everybody's understanding, experts that are coming on a regular basis. So I wanted to bring you on, talk a little bit about yourself and what you really do and what they're going to be looking for in the weeks to come when you come on.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to do that. So, what I've learned over the years, it's been about maybe 2.5 decades of me working in a corporate setting and really understanding how companies try and look for the best talent that's out there, how they try to attract people. And then when they get them to the door, what steps candidates have to take in order to be able to show that they are the best client or the best employee for them in order to get hired. A lot of the work that I've done over the last 20, 25 years has really just been about developing people so that they can become a better speaker in an interview, to be able to showcase their strengths and their skills, and then more importantly, to be able to work with teams and help elevate their organizations that they work for. So Barbara, over the time that we'll be spending, and hopefully as I help your audiences with different things, I hear a lot of my clients today talking about how to advance their career, how that they're already working for a company that they love, but they're not able to get from where they are today to where they want to be. And some of the things that we'll talk about are some of the challenges that they're facing and how to overcome them, some obstacles that are coming out of the woodwork today, particularly this year, that's causing them a little bit of friction, both working at home or working with a new group, and then how to be able to, work in terms of bringing in new initiatives. Because I think today, more than anything and more than ever before, everyone has to think differently. You can't just go ahead and use the same things that we've done 5, 10 years ago and expect the same results. So everyone is looking for that visionary, that creative thinker, and how people, especially your audience, can learn what are their strengths, what are their skill sets, and how they can showcase them in front of their boss, their supervisor, their director, or even above, to be able to help them be remembered as the subject matter expert.
Definitely. And Iqbal, I know we talked a lot about, and I finally got this, but you taught me this, that you are your own brand, that you are your own brand. And people sometimes miss that. Can you explain a little bit about that too?
Absolutely. So, I think a lot of people have a tendency to believe that, that their skills, their achievements, their awards or certifications, all of that speaks on their behalf. But the fact of the matter is that the way that you present yourself, the way that you speak, the way that you shake hands, the way that you try to help others, that actually precedes any form of objective, of any objective awards or anything that you've done in the past. It's actually your reputation. So a personal brand is the reputation that you create through engagement, through interactions, through helping other people. And I have a feeling that a lot of your audience members already know that. They just haven't found a way to be able to manifest that or create a strategy that helps them do that every single time, every place they go, with everyone they meet. And I think that that's really important, that as a brand, you have to be remembered as the person who does X or the person that is Y. That's the brand. And I think that that's something that most people have a tendency to have ideas of what they're really good at, like 3 or 5 things. Start with one. When you start with one and you become known for that, other people that have already learned that will introduce you to other people within their circle, and they will find that you're more than just that one person, but your brand has to begin with the first and the strongest characteristic that you possess.
That's really interesting. I like how you put that. And I know not just knowing, because like you said, a lot of people might know their brand or somewhat, but I feel like even if you know your brand, you always have to be improving, like you said, and changing up and being that uniqueness that you can be, because think times have changed. And if you just stay in that one little that you know about, it's like, well, they're looking for this. It might leave you behind. You have to be above the pack, in front of the pack, not behind, right?
Yeah, that's very true. I think that I've seen a lot of people and I've seen companies that typically just stay with something that they felt was the best thing for them 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And, I mean, I just got an update on my iPhone yesterday, right? So now I'm at, I think, iOS 14.2. Could you imagine still working with an iPhone that was, iOS 6 or iOS 7? I mean, so much has changed and so quickly, right? So I think it's important that when people see how things are changing around them, first and foremost, everyone should be flexible and adaptable to the best of their ability. You have to be able to say, well, this is something new. I've never tried it before. Let's experiment. And I think that the key word is experimentation. But when you finally do some experimentation, you'll learn that a few of the things that you did really well. Do it again and do it again for other people. And again, that starts to help refresh your brand. Again, we talk about brand as an extension of yourself, a reputation of what precedes you, and there are many ways to do that. Barbara, I see the things that you do so well. How you have both you as a person in the way that you engage with others, but also through your social media platforms and through your website and a variety of different things that even if I've never met you, I can feel you through the things that I see. And I think that that's another factor that we'll talk about as the series goes on. How to be able to develop a personal brand even when you've never met someone.
And that's really important because a lot of times you might not get to know and meet the person. Like, we know each other, but like you said, if you didn't know me, I still have to portray so you can, like, you have some kind of connection or understanding of who I am. So that is very important. And I'm glad that you're going to be, going over that within the weeks when you come on as an expert. Now, I know also, Iqbal, you are, because you just have so many wonderful hats. You're also a leadership coach.
I
And
am. Well, I wear the hats to cover the the beautiful landscape.
it's imaginary hat. I see the hats, imaginary hats.
There you go.
Imaginary hats. But yeah, but yeah, it looks sharp too. It looks sharp. But yeah, but well, now please, you have to explain this too because you are such a good leader. We know together we were both I still am, and I know you are in somewhat. I hate to say that we're gone, but in the Toastmaster organization, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm still have a club, and I'm over a club, and I know you come and do a lot of presentations and still mentor and coach and everything as well. So with that, what would you say? And I know within Toastmaster we say servant leader,
Mhm.
which I always believed in that concept of it. And I know there's a lot of different characteristics of a leader. Can you just give us this a little taste of, what your leadership style is and basically how to find, maybe how people can find theirs?
Sure. No, that's a really great question, Barbara. I'm so glad you asked that too, because I'm finding a lot of people are either thrust into a leadership position without their full knowledge or without some training or even some experiences, or they've become a leader because of the situation or necessity, and they are really struggling with that. I think one of the biggest things that I try to help people with understand is leadership, first and foremost, means you are going to have followers, right? That is the true definition of a leader, is somebody that has followers, whether that's one, 10, 100. In our case, we had like 52 or 7,500 members for our District 30 Toastmasters that we were helping to guide, lead, educate, support, and then move them forward and help them achieve their goals. But the first and foremost is I tell my clients and I tell people this is that if you're not aware of the fact that you have followers, you're not going to be on your best behavior. And I think that that's really important because followers emulate their leaders. People look to their leaders to identify what does good look like, and then they try it themselves. So if you are going to be a leader, or if you're aspiring for leadership, or you are in a current leadership role, understand that everything that you say, everything that you do, every action that you take, and every step, even a nonverbal action, is going to be looked at as this is what good looks like. And if you're not aware of that, sometimes that can lead to problems. So I'm always being mindful and helping my clients and other people understand that awareness is critical. The
Yes.
second thing that I always tell people about good leaders is that most good leaders listen first, speak second. Right? There's an old saying that everyone has heard before: we have two ears and one mouth, use it proportionately. Right? You got to listen to the people that are following you because they have ideas, they have complaints, they have comments, they have compliments. These are important to understand the full context of the situation that now you've been asked to be able to lead forward. As a guide, as a director, as a leader, as a shepherd of any kind, you're expected to be able to do the best that you can for your followers. And if you don't know the full situation, that can be problematic. So I always tell leaders, listen hard, listen twice as hard as you speak. Those are at least two of the things that I find that most leaders have sometimes a little bit of difficulty, but with the right guidance and the right strategy, we learn to work through those things.
Yes. Yes. I'm so glad you brought up the fact about, you got to lead by example. Well, unfortunately, sometimes it can go in a positive way, and sometimes it can go in a negative way. And on both ends, their followers could follow through in those two ways. So I love how you said that the listening is so important before you even speak. And I know a lot of times people, yeah, and I'm seeing that a lot that they're so eager to say, well, we need to do this and listen to me and we need to, but I'm like, have you listened to the people that are following you? Have you understood where they're coming from? And somebody's like, well, I'm the leader. I tell them what to do, and they don't have to. I don't have to worry. Where they have to worry about on their own. I'm like, no, because you're not gonna get. You know what? By you doing that, you're not gonna get nothing out of it. You're not.
Barbara, you
What
just
you're
said
trying to
something that I'm sorry, you just said something that was so appropriate, right? Because you said that that person that you were talking to as a leader acknowledges themselves as a leader, and with that comes a little bit of hubris, a little bit of, I don't want to say arrogance per se, but there's a little bit of I know better because I'm in this position. Sometimes that's acceptable, But I think that without the full context, you're going to create or propose a strategy and a vision that just might not be right for the person or for the people that you're leading. And that's why listening is so critical, because there are things that they know, that there are things that they understand better than you. And once you have some information, then you can propose something as an idea or a strategy that can help everyone.
Yes, yes. And I always tell people, especially when I'm leading, because I mean, I'm over certain organizations too. And I always like to, when I say something or say that we need something to get done, I want to explain to them why. I give them the why. Because just saying, well, you need to do this. Well, I always think about when I was younger, when my mother used to say, in my mind, I'm like, I didn't tell her out loud because I would get hurt. But she would always say, do this. And in the back of my mind, why am I doing this? Because I just told you do it. And it's like, So I always, you have that in your head, but then I grew up and everything, I kind of learned the concept of more leadership skills. It's like, no, you need to explain it and why. Give them the why. And I believe me, you can get them to say, okay, I understand what we're doing now. I get it why we're doing this. But when you
Yeah,
just say, do it, just do it, do it, do it, and don't explain yourself as a leader, it makes it harder
sure.
overall. You
So
think
that's so true, right? Again, when people understand the intent behind an action, a strategy, an idea, a vision, they're more inclined not just to follow through, but actually contribute to become leads and brand ambassadors of it for you. I mean, I think that you and I can agree on this, Barbara. Like when you're the sole voice on crying out loud on top of a mountain, there's not a lot of people that are going to listen and follow. But when you have other people that are singing the same song with you on top of that mountain, you're going to attract some people that are going to be like, why is this so positive? Especially when you've explained the why and you see that there are other people that they trust that are following you. They're going to say, well, I trust Mary. I may not know Iqbal, but I trust Mary. So if Mary agrees with Iqbal, I agree with Mary. Let's do this.
Yeah, it's already you have that endorsement with the other person because you trust that individual. And just like with you and a few others, it's not. It takes a few. I don't have too many people that I can do that with because I know you and I understand and I believe in what you believe. So when somebody, if you tell me, if somebody says, "Well, Iqbal said it," okay, that's no problem. You have to even explain to me. As soon as they say Iqbal, I was like, "We're done. We're good." You're aboard or whatever we're trying to do because I trust in Iqbal. So that's why I trust in who he's bringing to me or what we're collaborating with. And
That's
that's such a good that's good to have because that shows your leadership, Iqbal, and how true to you are in your leadership.
Well, I appreciate that a lot, Barbara. I will tell you that trust is something that is easily it's a number one factor when it comes to career, to leadership, to being a personal brand. People need and want to try to build trust, and they should keep that as a priority. And we'll talk about that over time, right? Because I think that trust is the true fabric that binds people together. And as long as people work towards that similar goal, there's lots of ways to do it. I just think that sometimes trust can be sacrificed for something paltry. I've seen that happen before for career advancement, for leadership, clients, and it takes a lot to regain trust. So it takes a while to build it. Once you have it, treat it like it's gold. But
Yeah.
if you ever lose that trust, it will take you a lot longer and a lot harder to try and build it back up to what it once was.
You are so right, Iqbal. That has happened. I know for a few of my coworkers and friends, and then it happened to me a long time when I was very younger. That you know, integrity is really important. And when you put your word out there, and sometimes sometimes you might not mean to do it, but then if you don't follow through or whatever, that trust factor does go to another lower level. And it's so hard. You got to build. It's just like you had to do everything. Well, no, I didn't mean it. I'm going to make sure I do it right next time. I got to do it. And it's the people are like, okay, they still got that little eye behind them, like, oh no,
That side eye, like,
yeah, like okay, but you kind of blew it the first time, and that
yeah,
still kind of resonate with me. It's like that little ugh, and yeah. So it is. You have to make sure you keep it, and if you kind of lose it a little bit, it's hard. You have to build it back up with people. You really do.
yeah,
So now, Iqbal, I want to say just because timing, but you're going to be on a regular expert on the show on the Diamond Factor Experience. You're going to be. So, can you give the audience just some of the things that you're going to be talking about that look forward to?
Absolutely. So, one of the things that I love to share, and we'll talk about a variety of these things. Most of the people that I come across want information on how to apply for jobs, how to look for jobs that may or may not be part of their current strategy. They may be working in a certain field and they may thinking, hey, I'm looking for a career change. How do I do that? How do I even find information that tells me what's out there? So, what I love to do is be able to give advice, information, and insights on how to look for new jobs, how to identify what the market rates are so you have a better idea of what sort of compensation and salary are come with those types of jobs, how to apply well, how to write a good resume, how to write a good cover letter, and then going through the application process once you've made it through. I'm going to share some insights on best interviewing skills and top interviewing sets. And then once you're hired, of course, we'll talk about all the dynamics within a workplace in terms of learning new HR systems, building relationships, managing teams, performance evaluations, everything and anything that any aspect of HR and talent acquisitions, which is recruiting, comes to your mind. I'm going to do my best to share good information on each of them individually.
Awesome. See, this just goes back to what I was saying at the beginning about, a goal without a plan is just a wish. So, when you are putting your goals out there for career development, you have to, it's a job of its own. I always tell people, you have to work at building you, building your personal brand, as we talked about before. So I'm loving all the aspects that you're going to bring to the Diamond Factor Experience so people can really learn how to build themselves up. And I said the first thing is you got to believe in yourself. I don't care what. I mean, Iqbal can sit here and give you all the tools, all the methods, all everything that you need. But if you don't believe in you, it's gonna be that hard road. So I want people to, I'm going to be bringing people on like other guests to really, to remind you of that. And it's a mindset. It's a mindset. So we want to make sure that you have that. So when Iqbal gives you the information, you use it wisely and listen to the expert.
I
So
love it, Barbara. You,
thank you,
you, you
Iqbal.
are your best cheerleader, right? That's what we
Yes,
always tell people. You are your best cheerleader.
yes, yes. I mean, everybody around you, and we all been there, Iqbal, where everybody might have some issues with you, but you have to make sure that you still cheer for yourself, even though others might not
Yeah.
do it around you. So with that, and right now, I think this is very vital right now what you're going to be bringing to the audience because of that's what's been going on within the past, well, since March. I was just thinking about that. I said we're going to be in a year in a few more months with the whole pandemic and everything. And that was just a pandemic. I always tell people, I know we have others, the economy, there's racial tension. We're trying to get a new president in. There's a lot of things going on. And that's why I was saying we still need to stay focused on what we're trying to do. And I feel like when you bring in the tools and explaining that so people can really prepare themselves, even with what's going on in the world right now.
Yeah, I think that that's so important, right? We can easily be distracted by anything and everything around us, especially in this year. But again, just like you said, Barbara, like you have to stay focused, know what's important to you, and work towards that, even if it's just a little bit every single day. This a smallest amount of working towards your goal every day means you're one step farther ahead today than you were yesterday.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Well, Iqbal, thank you so much for coming on and introducing yourself to the audience because they're going to be seeing you more and more. This is so awesome that we're getting together again after so many years of us working together, that we're able to, really just impact people's lives. And you do that all the time, every day. So thank you so much for being on the show and continues to being on the show.
I appreciate you, Barbara. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to being, an expert and giving advice to your audience members. Just love it.
Appreciate it. So we will see Iqbal next week. Iqbal, I will talk to you soon, and you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Sounds good, hon. Take care. Bye.
Awesome, awesome. See, I'm bringing the experts in. Oh my God, Iqbal, I'm telling you, I've been knowing this man for a while, and you are going to you see. I mean, I don't have to say anything. He. It's like what they say the mic drop. drop the mic. And we did. And I just want, see, this is what I'm talking about, bringing awareness, bringing the experts, bringing knowledge. Knowledge is powerful. Knowledge is powerful. I know it's an old saying, but knowledge is powerful in every area of your life: health, mind, soul, spirit. You know, you have to make sure all those categories are covered. And I know that for a fact that, you know, in order to believe in yourself, you have to have those tools to move forward. So I know Iqbal will definitely be an awesome, awesome, awesome asset expert to the group. And he's not the only expert here. We have a few. I'm bringing. See, I handpicked these people. I handpicked them for you because I know that this is something that's needed right now, and I know their expertise, and I know they will bring the goods to you. They will bring the goods. So with that, before we get to our next expert, you know, we always got to hear from our sponsors. So let me put our sponsor, and I will be right back. That was the Bradford Group LLC. Another person that's going to be an expert, her name is Lawana Bradford. She will be coming on sometime next week. You'll get to know her, but she's one of also our sponsors for the Diamond Factor Experience. And she is a whiz. I'm telling you, this lady has so much experience, so much strength. She's a strategist expert. I mean, she's a CEO of her company. She's been doing this for over, maybe, and I hate to tell her age, but over, I know, 30, I'll say 35. I know it's a little bit more, but but she's an expert in the craft of what she does. If you are looking, especially right now in the economy, looking to look at your mortgage in a different light, to say, well, maybe I need to do a little checkup, a little financial checkup in my mortgage, she would be the one to help you. Her and her team of experts would be able to do that. And I'm also so delighted that she's one of the sponsors for the Diamond Factor Experience, to make sure that, you know, you understand, like I said, all aspects, even financial arena. You need to understand how, you know, you are in that. So I love how she puts it, because she also says the financial checkup. She said, you always get medical checkups. You go to the doctor and get a checkup to see how you're doing body wise. You should also get that checkup financially. How is your portfolio looking? How is it? I mean, how is your budget? Are you budgeting right? Especially now. I mean, I told myself, I said, oh, I better look at my Bible to see what's going on with me. So we want to continuously, like we said, laser focus on things. So with that, yes, she will be coming on next week. Now, our next wonderful, wonderful expert is coming on. And this lady is a treat. We've been, well, I've been, okay, I'm going to say it like this, and I don't want people to think this the wrong way. I was her stalker in a sense, because I love her message. I love what she brings to people, and just the way she just has this soulful, loving spirit about her. And I was like, wow, that needs to be known throughout the world. And she is, I mean, this lady is throughout the world, but it's just, you just resonate with her. As soon as you meet her, and you're gonna see, you're just gonna fall in love with her, because she just has that draw to people, and she really cares about individuals. So with that, like I said, I'm bringing people that's really gonna be on top of things to really help you with your mindset, what you're trying to do in life, what you're thinking about, grasping yourself, so you can help others. Because we're here to make an impact for others. It's not, I'm gonna be frank here. It's not about you. I know people are like, well, what do you mean? Yeah, it's about you developing, getting yourself together, loving yourself, all that good stuff. But when you get all the goods and the tools inside of you, and that's there, then you need to bring it and help other people in the world. That's how we all come together. We can all grow together, and we can all move forward together. So I'm going to stop doing my talk, because you can hear me all day. I want you to hear Madeline, right? So I got to make sure I introduce her well. I love how she says, no fluff with a golden heart. She's right about that. With a full background, long standing in a performing, law and art licensing, she has always been a component of self development. Yes. Her mainstay is reinventing and preserving as she mentors, consults, result driven professional to deep dive into a realistic life that they can attain. She's an author, writer, saying on top of the World Trade Tower, even through the fears of heights, and served her country performing for the U.S. troops. I tell you, this lady is awesome, for which she was awarded certification of esteem from the government. She's strong, loves to laugh, like me. That's why we get along too, and wants her clients to thrive. Lady, come on in. Come on in.
Woo, girlfriend. Guess what? I am the president.
You are? Oh my
I'm the
God.
president. Stop worrying about all that stuff. I'll take care of everything.
Thank you. Can we just
How
move
are you?
on?
How are you, love? You look beautiful as always.
You do too, lady, lady. I gotta say, madam.
So honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes, it is an honor. It is an honor. I just, when I first started this, I said to myself, I need to bring this, like I was telling Iqbal earlier, I need to bring on the best experts, and you were handpicked from me. And I'm just thanking that you said okay.
Oh my God, I got goosebumps. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And I want to make a point of that when opportunity and love come your way, never say no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never say no. Because I know that somehow we're connected. We do laugh a lot, don't we?
We do.
And I love what you're doing here because people need a place to go to feel like they're okay, to feel like, they're going to trust themselves more. Someone asked me, if someone asked you what you would tell your younger self, my answer always is trust yourself. I wish I would have trusted myself more because in the end, we know. We know.
I totally agree. I totally agree, Madeline. We do know. And I,
We know.
I told her, I stand back. I said, you know what? If I would have trusted myself in these certain areas, just
Mm.
maybe, just maybe a little bit different. But then there's also, Madeline, and you probably could attest to this, our stories in our lives builds
Mhm.
us to who we are. It brings us to who we are now.
Those
So
lessons,
th-
yeah.
things that happen, even the good, bad, and ugly, as I call it, I,
Mhm.
I tell people, they think I'm crazy sometimes when I say this. I said, I'm glad I went through
Mhm.
the storms of life, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be who I am today. It wouldn't have built me up and make me stronger than who I am, that I used to be.
Amen.
Yeah. Yes.
Amen to that.
So, lady, okay, you gotta, let's talk here. I want the people to get to know you. You're gonna be a regular expert on the Diamond Factory
Woo-hoo.
experience. So, yes, yes, yes. So,
I love it.
give a little bit about who you are. I mean, I know I read your bio, but you can't say, the bio can say it on paper, but I want you to express.
So basically, I'm a girl from Jersey who just didn't see a lot of the challenges that would be out there. I came from a very strict family, Sicilian, couldn't do anything, yada, yada. But my insides were bursting because I'm a huge creative on so many levels. And I see so much in other people. I know the pain of not feeling like your whole self. So the short story is at 19, I left home. I went from New Jersey, where I was born. I had gone to college in New York City. And then I went to Florida. Then I started singing. Someone heard me in a club, and that started a 25-year career that in 1982 led me to go overseas and sing for 10 years all over the world for princes and barons. And I think what made it easier on one end was that I had no idea what I had. It's like, that old saying, if I knew then what I know now. But there's a reason for that, because we have to live through the steps of life. We need to start at the first floor. So I was thrown into the penthouse. I was tossed into the penthouse, billionaires, millionaires. I didn't know how to deal with that. So I remained true to who I was. I was still playing, I was still having fun. People loved me when I sang, and there were things going on that I just didn't relate to. So I remained myself. However, there came a time when all of it stopped and I
Mm,
lost my identity.
mm,
So I talk a lot to people about when we lose our identity, it's really all about mindset.
mm,
And often, celebrity, politicians, people who are in, let's say, a certain type of spotlight.
mm.
When that spotlight's off, unless you've got that first floor, that foundation, which we're going to talk about, unless you've got that going on and steps above that, it's a long haul from the penthouse. And you land on your butt and you haven't learned how to bounce yet. So, ow.
Yes. Ow.
Yeah, ow, 2 years of depression, but I overcame it.
Mm, thank,
Right? I tell these stories because I'm a true life. You are a true life. You've had tremendous successes. And as we all do, we have those challenges and we fall. The key, and this is what I guide people with, the key is when we fail, there's a reason. It's an alert. It's like, take a look. Why? And as long as we're not blaming others and we go way deep inside,
mm,
for me, it's all about the neuroplasticity that we can change and faith.
yes.
Those are the two things that will get you to a point where when you fail, you're just going to bounce. It's going to be quicker and you're okay. And I'll tell you what, I am a square ball. I have bounced so many times and I continue. I will persevere until God takes me from this earth to go do the same wherever. And that's the
Yes.
attitude I would love for women to have. So after I went through that depressive state, I overcame it. I actually went back to university. And then I spent 18 years in the legal field. I was an executive paralegal to the president of the Florida Bar, which taught me a whole new area of life. And I actually liked it because it was different than singing. It was something else for me to grow. And challenges to me are like, you can't eat one potato chip. The challenges come, and I love to find solutions. Yeah, you can't eat one. It's like one challenge just isn't enough. And if you quit, you're really cutting yourself off from life. So there's a
Mhm.
lot of mindset, skill set, and strategy to reinventing yourself into and out of where you currently are. I'm an expert. I have done it. Once I was out of law, and that came as a surprise. I'll go into that story at another time. I found myself on my own, and I thought, you've always had businesses on the side, no matter, even when I was singing. I was teaching other people how to be on stage, how to use their voice, how to be present, how to get that voice across the room. I taught telemarketers how to not get hoarse. I mean, there was always something going on. And what I did was I went into art licensing because as an artist all my life, I thought that would be a good thing. After 18 months, I realized I really loved when people called me all my life, Madeline, what do I do? What do you think I should do? So I said, okay, girl, we're going to take this seriously. And I decided that I needed to first make sure that I wasn't that one day coach that I hear about, get your coaching license in a day and I'll teach you bite me. That doesn't work. That just doesn't work. So I spent tens of thousands of dollars to learn how to communicate to people in a different way, in the way that they specifically learn, in the way that they specifically need to or want to express their realistic desires. I'm not, let's make 1 million in 30 days. So I don't coach with those people. But it all worked out, and it took me a good solid few years to get myself to where my own value hit me in the face. Hit me in the face, and I went, oh, this is it. When you feel the mind shift, it's time to move. So I have strategies, I have skill sets, I have so much for so many, and I want to take it global, because I think that ladies who lead are magnificent. And even ladies who don't think they're leading, they are. If you're the matriarch of your family, if you're taking care of the kids, whatever you're doing. So I love working with entrepreneurs, people who want to be entrepreneurs. I also have a wide reach for resources. I know a lot of people. I love putting people together, to make something bigger and better for the world. Exactly. Big. Why? In fact, I'm going to be doing my first international workshop with yes, yay. So here is something. And may I share this?
Yeah, real quickly, please share.
I had a conversation with a young gentleman who was on the short list for the Junior Nobel Prize 3 times. And he and I started talking about National Mental Health Day. Now, he's in England, and he was talking about how suicides are up for men. So if suicides are up, how are you even going to make money? Let's talk about your mindset. Let's talk about the foundation. Let's talk about that first floor. I'll show you how to make money. But once you get there, you want to be able to grow it. You want to be able to use it. You want to be able to keep it. So anyway, as we conversed, I was like, we had a conversation, and I said, well, why don't we do a workshop? And he goes, I love your input, because women need to see that men do think differently. When we allow it for them, life is better. Girlfriend, when life is better, we make more money, honey.
More money.
More money, honey. And you know what? I openly talk about money, no apologies, because we're not just talking heads. We're doing this for a reason. We're both here for a reason. We both went through whatever we went through, and every beautiful soul. Oh, let me just see. Iqbal said, I was born in Jersey. Can't wait to hear you. We'll have to connect, love.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're all going to have all the experts one time. We're going to be all on together, and we're going to have some good conversation.
I love it.
We're going to have some good conversation.
So much. It's like during my business, I'm learning marketing. So I can take a person from 0, floor 1, and bring them to the penthouse. Once they learn everything, they can start delegating things out. You don't delegate till you know who you are.
Yeah.
You don't delegate until you know the next step. Until you know that next step, you do not delegate. It will not be in your voice. It will not be your soul. It will not be you. You are being lazy. I am now delegating to my first personal virtual assistant, but that has taken a few years. Yay, hallelujah for me. Snap to the left and the right, girlfriend. I'm so excited, baby.
I am so happy for you, because I'm in the same boat. I said,
Good.
okay, it took some time, but I'm finally going to plunge, and I'm getting a VA. Yes, definitely.
From step 1 to step 2, and you said something that I loved when you were talking to Iqbal. It's, it's integrity, it's health, it's extreme self-care, it's spirit, it's speaking on evaluations for other people. It's not criticism, it's feedback. We need to be open. We need to allow and we need to be patient. There were days I sat and I wanted to be under the bed. There were days that I laid in bed.
Mm-hmm.
It is not an easy life, but we can make it an easier, more joyful life. And we can move all those practicalities in there so that we make money, money, money. We need to make money. If I want to feed a family for Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
I first need to fill my table.
Yeah.
I can give them an apple, but I'd rather give them the whole meal.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
if you can't give yourself an apple, you can't give the whole meal. The same thing with delegating in your business. If you don't know what to tell them to do, it's not going to happen. So I know I go off a little bit, but there's so much.
And then we have to save that. We have to save that, lady.
We have
with,
to save
with
it.
time. You have to save it for your weekly talks. So, Madeline,
Absolutely. Well, there's always more.
oh yeah, there's gonna be more, so much more. But at first, I want to say before because our timing is near here. But
Yes, love. Thank
Madeline,
you.
thank you so much for being the expert on the Diamond Factor experience. I can't wait. You're gonna be seeing Madeline every week. She's gonna come on with her awesomeness and her amazing, amazing soul. So thank you, Madeline, for coming on today just to introduce yourself and let people know what they're gonna be getting from you.
Thank you. Thank you. So I will be giving you tips, exercises if you want them. I will send you to places where you can pick up some free things that I've put together for you. And we're going to make a relationship out of this. We are going to, I just got goosebumps. We are going to just love it. We're going to go through it, and you're going to understand that there is support for you. I want to say, especially to some of you single ladies out there, entrepreneur or not, and no matter where you are in your business, we are going to go through what is your next step. And the best way to do that is send questions. What do you need? What do you want? How can we help you? Because it's all there. I have been there. I know how you feel. And I love you from my heart.
Thank you, Madeline. Well, Madeline, we will see you next week. And I love you truly. Thank you for coming on today. And we will talk. Have a nice Thursday.
Thank you, sweetheart. You too, Barbara.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, these experts, oh, we just don't have enough time for them. So, with that said, I will be back on Monday morning. I'm not going to tell you when they come on because I'll let that be a surprise, but you will see them on a weekly basis. And again, welcome to the Diamond Factor experience. I love and adore everybody. You're going to be getting so much wealth through this show. Just what I always tell people. You have a diamond factor in you. Just let it shine for others. That is your PPD, your purpose, passion, and drive, as I always say. And remember to go out, not just shine, like I said, shine within you, but shine for others because they need your shine. They need your expertise. They need who you are. So with that said, have a wonderful weekend. We will be back on the Diamond Factor Experience Monday morning. See you. Bye.